Hey guys, it's Desi. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be on this look right here, which is just a dark smoky eye. It was giving me kind of like fall vibes with like the brown and the orange and the black, and I feel like this is just the perfect fall look. Even if you want to do this for Halloween, it's so cute. And I know smoky eyes are kind of on the harder side of eyeshadow, which is another reason I wanted to bring this video to you guys, to just help you out and give you any tips, just be very descriptive on how to achieve a smoky eye. If you guys are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and let's get started. So I already did my eyebrows and set my eyes off camera like always. To do my eyebrows, I used the Boldface Better Brows eyebrow pencil. This one is in the shade B8, which is just a dark brown. And then to set my eyes, I used the Born This Way concealer. This one is in the shade Pearl. So for today's look, I'm going to be using the James Charles Morphe palette. This is what the palette looks like. It's been out for honestly a really long time now, and I feel like this palette is really good for a smoky eye because it has like the neutral, like the browns, the blacks. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is dipping in to the black shade, and I'm just using this flat, not perfectly flat like a concealer brush, like a flat fluffy brush. This is the Lavish Eye Shading Brush, and I'm just going to be taking a little bit onto the brush. Well, not exactly a little bit, I'm going to be taking a good amount onto the brush. You do want to tap off the excess so that it doesn't fall all over your face, especially if you do your foundation first. So I'm taking about this much product onto one side of the brush. So I'm literally just going to be packing it on to my lid. I'm not going to be going much higher than that. Kind of like in a half circle. Literally just on my whole lid. So now that it is packed on, I'm not going to be blending it out. I'm actually going to be going in with the second color and adding that right to where the black ends. So for the next shade, I'm going to be using this brown that is right next to the black, just because it is like 2 or 3 shades lighter. You wouldn't use this one because it's too dark, so you're not going to really see a big contrast between the black and the brown. This one is light yet dark enough to show a difference, but still be able to blend into the black. So to pack this color on, I'm going to be using this thin tapered fluffy brush right here. This is a Morphe M514. So I'm going to be dipping very lightly into that color, just taking some on to the brush and tapping off the excess. And as you can see, I just have it barely on the tip of my brush. That's how you want it, because you don't want it to be going all over the place. And I'm just going to be lightly packing it over the black. I'm not going to be blending it yet. So as you can see, it's very lightly packed over the black. It's not really going over it too much. You guys can see kind of the space between them. And that space just gives us the freedom to blend them into each other, because with black it's kind of hard when you overlap it because things can just get very like muddy and dirty. So for the last shade, I'm going to be using this like orangey kind of brown, the one directly next to the shade that I just used. And this is going to be the lightest shade that I'm using just to blend everything out. So to apply this shade, I'm going to be using this bigger fluffy brush just to get everything blended more evenly. This is a Morphe M573. So just again, I'm going to be lightly dipping into it and tapping the excess off. This is about how much product you're going to want on your brush. Like I said, very little. So starting from the inner corner, I'm just going to be blending it out onto the top color in small circular motions. As you can see, the very top layer, which is the last color that we applied, is blended out, but the black and the darker brown are still looking real crazy. So we're gonna go back and blend again and I'm taking literally barely any product on to the previous brush with the second color that we used. I'm just going to go over that and blend them into each other. So now, as you can see, it still does look muddy right around the black, but that is because the brown and the black have mixed. I'm still gonna have to go in with the black and blend that out. But above there, you can see where the darker brown and the orangey kind of shade have started to blend together. So now I'm just gonna go back in with the black. And I'm going to be using the small brush that I used to blend the brown. I'm gonna be taking literally one tap into the black, like literally just one tap into the black, and now start blending that muddy line into the rest of the shadow. And one thing I will say now, when you are doing a black smoky eye, you need to be dedicated to the blend, because you can already tell on this side where it hasn't been blended, everything just looks muddy and like a mess. So you need to blend. Okay guys, so I am done blending. I feel like it's about to where I like it, but of course as time goes on, if I want it to be blended more, of course I will go in and blend more. But I like it as it is. It's very dramatic. It's not that soft. I mean, you can't really make black soft. I feel like this eye look would be really good like for Halloween, you know, get a little spooky. But as you guys can see under my eyes, it did make a complete mess. It looks like I have black eyes. So that is a really important thing to touch on. Do not do your foundation first if you are going to do a smoky eye. I always recommend doing foundation second, but for some reason people like to do it first. But if you're gonna do a black smoky eye, you're literally gonna waste so much time trying to clean this up. Even like in the corner of my eye, like your concealer, foundation, like everything will be ruined. And then I also do want to remind you guys, I do not show the full amount of me blending. I'll show you guys maybe 30 seconds to a minute of me blending in total. But in reality, I take maybe 10 to 20 minutes blending, just depending on how I feel. So I think that's something you guys do have to keep in mind, is it is a lot of blending. Don't watch the video and be like, oh, but she only blends for like 2 minutes. Like, girl, no. This part right here, like the middle area, I think I blended for maybe 10 minutes, like 5-10 minutes, somewhere around there. That is one of the more difficult things about eyeshadow, but if you keep practicing, you will get it, I promise you. So now before I clean up my eye and add lashes and all that, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom through this eye. I'm not gonna be explaining it again, I'm just gonna be showing it to you guys. Like I said, just remember the blending and how important the blending is. So both of the eyes are all blended out. The hard part is over. Now I'm going to clean up under my eyes, apply my lashes, and get the rest of my face going. So I applied my lashes and I took a little break. I was eating some melon with chamoy and tahini, and I spilled freaking chamoy all over myself. Can't go nowhere. Anyways, my hair is going off. It is not passing the vibe check. I tried to do like something new with it, like soft waves. I don't know. I just am not feeling it. So the lashes that I applied are Dodo Lashes D328, just because I like that they have a lot of length but not too much volume to overpower the look. And then I did go ahead and you can't even really tell, but I applied just a tight line of eyeliner. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner. I really like this one because it dries super matte. And I just did a small tight line because there was a little bit of white on the lashes from the last time I wore them. I guess I got some eyeshadow stuck to them, so I just wanted to cover that up. So now on to my face. First, I did clean up under my eyes with just a little cotton pad and some micellar water. I am obsessed with the Tarte Micellar Magic Water. So I am going to be priming my face with the Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I'm just using this because lately my face has been very dry. So I just kind of want this to like offset it. And this does leave your skin feeling very nice, very soft. And for foundation, I am using the Dior Skin Nude Air Foundation. This is just my favorite foundation. No matter what foundation I use, I just keep coming back to this one. This one is in the shade 030. I haven't used this one in a while, so I'm hoping it still matches me. And then the sponge that I'm using to blend it out, I don't remember what brand it is, but it's like one of those microfiber sponges, like with all the hairs. Like they're supposedly like better for blending out foundation because they don't soak it up. Personally, I really do like these. I think they do work how they say they do. And then while my foundation is wet, I'm going to be applying my concealer, the same one that I used to prime my eyes. It is the Born This Way concealer in the shade Pearl. I'm just going to be applying it while my foundation is still kind of moist because that just makes it a lot easier for them to blend into each other. And then I'm just going to be using the brush that I always use. This brush is so old. This is my go-to brush for concealer. It's literally just a Beauty Creations brush. I've been using this brush for so long that the little head falls off all the time. I'm just going to be packing it in. And then when I get to the edge on the outside, I'm just going to be buffing it out. And then after I buffed my concealer to just blend it all out even further, I'm just going to be using this little mini Hank and Henry sponge. And then using the flat side of the sponge and my setting powder, I'm just going to be setting the bottom of my eyes. And then the powder that I'm using is the Ciate London Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. I'm not a fan of coconut, but I really like the way this one smells and feels. Then I do want my face to have like an airbrushed finish, so I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush. Y'all know this is my favorite handy dandy fluffy brush. It's just from Forever 21. It's nothing special, but this has just been my day one. I'm gonna be taking some and then tapping it off into the cap and then just spreading it lightly throughout my face. Just making everything gets locked in and it's gonna stay all day. And just to like help prevent me from getting any creases or anything. So now I'm just gonna do the rest of my face. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Saddle. I'm going to be taking it on an Alamar Cosmetics bronzer brush. This is my favorite brush to do bronzer with. It just makes it so easy. Then I'm just packing it right under my cheekbone right there where you can see that shadow. Just gonna pack it about halfway and then go in and blend it out. And then for blush, I'm going to be using the Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio. And I'm going to be using the shade Isla right here, which is my absolute fave. And I'm just gonna be taking it on an Alamar Cosmetics complexion brush. And then I'm gonna be wiping off the powder from under my eyes and doing my under eyeshadow. So I just realized that I had my fan on. So if it sounds like weird like a few minutes before this, that is why. Okay, so for under eyeshadow, as you could see, I was already putting my eyeliner. To put the eyeliner, I used the ColourPop gel liner, but honestly, I don't know if you're supposed to use this in your waterline. I'm just doing it, but I don't know if I would suggest you doing it at home. I feel like you're better off using a pencil gel liner. I wanted to use the Beauty For Real gel liner, but I cannot find it anywhere, so I just am using the ColourPop gel liner with just a regular eyebrow brush. Of course, you do have to be very careful because you can stab yourself in the eye or get this directly in your eye, and I don't know if that's safe. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring a little bit down into like right under my lash line as well. Just a very thin line. And now to blend this out, I'm gonna be going in with this super tiny fluffy brush. This is an M562. I'm going to be dipping into this color right here. So I'm just taking a little bit on to the brush. I'm just gonna blend it right under the black. And I'm just blending it right here onto the corner so that all the colors meet and the under eye gets tied in to the top of the eye. And then after the orange is applied, I'm just going to be going in with the same brush that I used to apply the liner. And I'm just going to be going in and smoking out the black bottom liner with some of the black shadow and the same brush that I used to apply it. And as you can see, that really just pulls the eye together. So I finished my under eyeshadow and added bottom mascara. Now I just need a highlighter and lipstick and we are done. So for highlight, I'm going to be using the Tom Ford Sheer Highlighting Duo, and to apply that I'm going to be using an Alamar Cosmetics brightening brush, and then I'm just applying it right above my blush and some above my eyebrow, some to my chin, just to give like that very glowy effect. And then I'm going to be using a smaller brush to apply it to my nose. Just be applying a little bit to the tip and some to the bridge and nail. So for lip liner, I'm going to be using the Vibella Lip Perfection pencil. This one is in the shade Natural. I'm just going to be sharpening it a little bit just so it's more precise. And then for lipstick, I'm going to be using the Hank & Henry Sex Talks lipsticks. This one is in the shade Lust. If you guys haven't seen these lipsticks, you need to. They're literally the prettiest thing I've seen. I'm literally obsessed. So I just applied it like in the middle of my lips. I'm going to be using my finger just to blend it in with the lip liner. And then just ignore my crusty, dry lips. And with that being done, the entire look is done. I seriously love the way this came out. It's so smoky, so dramatic, but it's like not too much. And I really just wanted to do a smoky eye because I know they are a little bit challenging. You don't really know how to approach it. I know from experience that it is very hard to achieve a smoky eye. So that is why I did this look for you guys. If you all have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them down below in the comments or head over to my Instagram and DM me any questions that you guys have. My Instagram will be right here. It is d.e.s.i. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you all enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Oh, he's so heavy. Ow.